Inspiration, enthusiasm is the fuel that propels us. And success in any endeavor is powered by our enthusiasm. Veritably, in bhakti, our bhakti is as good as our enthusiasm is. The day the enthusiasm has died out, you can presume that your bhakti has also reduced. So enthusiasm is such a vital ingredient. As Henry David Thoreau said, you may lose everything in life but your enthusiasm, and you will gain it all back. But that person who loses his enthusiasm is truly bankrupt. Nothing will make you bankrupt except the bankruptcy of lack of motivation. Take inspiration from Soichiro Honda. His father had a bicycle shop, and he fancied that he'll create some piston rings to sell to the Toyota Corporation. He created a design and took it to them, and they rejected it. But his inspiration got him to enroll himself in an engineering school, where his classmates, they jeered him. Whoa, you want to create a new design for Toyota? But he did not give up. And finally, his prototype got selected. Toyota extended him a lease to set up a plant. When the whole factory was ready, an earthquake happened in Japan. It was leveled down. If he did not have enthusiasm, he would have said, forget it. But the enthusiasm said, I have to be more persistent than the obstacle. As Sri Aurobindo, the great mystic yogi of the beginning of the last century, said, you have to be more persistent than the obstacle. There is no other means. That persistence is fueled by a motivation. So he said, never mind, we will set it up again. As they were about to set up, Japan entered into the Second World War. And now cement was in short supply. What to do? He found, along with his friends, a new way of making cement, and the factory was set up yet again. However, at that time, America entered the Second World War. The Pearl Harbor bombing had happened, and American bombers came and bombed his factory off. It was yet again gone. His motivation said, never say never. Those gasoline tanks in those days of those early bombers, they used to be then thrown down to reduce weight from the aircraft by the navigator who would assist the pilot. And they were littered on the ground. Soichiro Honda said, let's use this. And they made the factory yet again. By then, Japan lost the war. And now they lost access to all the fuel of their colonies. Nobody had fuel to drive Toyota. Why will Toyota purchase his piston rings? So poor Soichiro Honda was walking around. He fitted an engine to his bicycle, and that was the first motorcycle. His neighbors said, wow, this is good. Can you do it for me as well? When he did it for 7-8 people, he said, I have got a marketable idea here. But he didn't have money to set up a motorcycle plant. So he got a list of 8,000 bicycle stockists of Japan and hand wrote to 5,000 of them. 1,800 responded with this many yen, that many yen, and the factory was made. The first motorcycle was so big, it was a flop. But he made a second one and called it Super Cub, which was an instant success. After that, the Honda Corporation never looked back. But the takeaway here is, the enthusiasm, which gets you past the obstacle. And in the case of spirituality, it helps you cut through Maya. Like a knife will cut through soft butter. If you are enthusiastic, you'll say, "Arey, kya hai? These are not problems. I can handle bigger problems." And if you don't have the enthusiasm, you'll say, "Oh my God, so much of problem." So, he is saying, Tivra samveganamasannaha. How do you create that enthusiasm? It's okay for him to say, be enthusiastic. But for us to say, how to be enthusiastic? Enthusiasm is such a riddle for all the office managers because their employees are not enthusiastic. The biggest challenge for the management is to get their workers enthused. They say, "Swamiji, they are not enthused." I say, look at their enthusiasm on Friday afternoon when they get out of the factory. They do have enthusiasm, they don't have it for this. So how to enthuse is a mystery. Psychologists have seen that in the same situation, one got enthused and one got demotivated. His colleague was promoted out of turn. He said, the policy, reward policy is so unfair, I am uninspired now. And in the same situation, another guy said, "What? They overlooked me? I am going to be so good, they will be unable to ignore me." This person got the credit for what I did. I'll do it so nicely that they will be unable to keep my name out. So the same situation is motivating, demotivating. Then what is the secret of motivation? Well, the fact is, there is one external motivation based on reward and punishment. And there is an internal motivation that you can create in yourself. You create the motivation for yourself from inside. How do you create that inner motivation? See, I stumbled on this in the very beginning itself. Kripaluji Maharaj called me to his ashram and he said, "You have to study from morning till night. You'll not even come to me. And of course, you take out 1 hour to practice the harmonium." So I understood that one day I'll have to give lectures and share this knowledge. May as well practice speaking as well. Do some public speaking. Now that ashram was in the village, so there was no Toastmasters. How do you practice speaking? In my little room, I would try to lecture the wall. And in a few minutes, I would be demotivated and I would stop. Because the wall will not even frown that you are boring or anything. It will just stay like that. So then, I went to Maharajji and said, "Maharajji, can you kindly depute one ashramvasi to sit in front of me for 1 hour every day? And then I will give him a lecture. I will not be careless." There used to be about 15 ashramvasis in those days. And all were busy. However, he used the opportunity to teach me. He said, "Look, carelessness doesn't come from the outside. It's coming from the inside. And it can be removed from the inside as well. You don't need any changes to the external situation. This is the inner motivation." He said, remember this formula. Sayat kamo bhavati tat kratur bhavati. Yat kratur bhavati tat karma kurute. Yat karma kurute tad bhi nishpadhyate. If you create a yearning aspiration, I need to master this, you will have a firm resolve and you will put in tremendous effort, and that is how you will become. But if your aspiration is weak, you are chalta hai, then the resolve will also be chalta hai, and the effort will also be chalta hai, and that is how you will become. So I said, oh my God, I was thinking that the situation is making me careless, and my guru is saying is coming from inside. Now I have to remove this. So the next day I put my seat in front of the wall. And with a firm resolve, I started speaking and did not stop for 1 hour. And the wall achieved Bhagavad Prapti. After that, it became the easiest of things. I would just go in the cornfield and enlighten the grain growing there, or the goats that were grazing on the canal that was flowing, and discovered the secret of inner motivation.